Hello and welcome to the Villa Park podcast. It's me, Rich, and I'm back with George this time for our preview for Fulham versus Aston Villa in the Premier League. Yes, Premier League football is back. Make sure you smash that like button and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help us continue our road to 5K. We want to hit it before Christmas, so you guys can help us get there. Like, subscribe, get your comments in, your predictions, your thoughts on the starting lineup, and all that jazz going into Saturday's game. George, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, hello, mate. Yeah, all good, Rich. Yeah, just enjoying a nice little Friday off work, just living the dream. And I thought I'd answer Rich's call to come on and do a bit of an early preview.
Yes. Well, you answered the call, and we obviously usually live, but we're doing this pre-record. I've got a very, very, very busy weekend, trying to fit it all in. But yeah, we had to get get on the pod to do the preview. Obviously, I did my opposition preview last night. I released it last night with Russ from Cottage Talk. Really, really great guy. Really enthusiastic about Fulham. So make sure you do get a chance to watch that. And he's really encouraged about Fulham's start to the season, George. What have you made to their kind of start to the season? They've done pretty well and maybe surprised one or two people.
Yeah, I've always got a bit of a soft spot for Fulham, to be fair. And they've started the season well, haven't they? I think they've kind of Silver's been in there a little while now, isn't he? I think he's quietly got his feet under the table now, and he's starting to shape the squad that he wants. Two great signings in Smith Rowe and Nelson from Arsenal, sort of proper Fulham style players, aren't they? Easy on the eye, lovely to play with a bit of freedom, and they've done well. I see, I watched they've done Newcastle. I see that one on the TV.
Yeah,
they played really well in that game. I mean, Newcastle weren't really at it, but that was a really good win. They had a good win at Forest as well, who have been, had a good start this season. So yeah, they seem to be able to kind of, they're pulling it out home and away. So yeah, it'd be a tough game for us.
Yeah, exactly. And they played really well against Manchester City couple of weeks ago. And Adama Traore, that player who was a little bit raw, a little bit frustrating at Villa, seems to have found a little bit of form at the start of this season and he's causing a lot of teams problems. Do you see him causing Aston Villa problems if he plays tomorrow?
Could well do, mate. We all know what he's about. We know he's all raw pace, isn't he? But sometimes the end product has let him down. So I won't want to slag him off too much. Like I tried to with Calvert-Lewin a few weeks ago, and he had a stormer. So I'm not gonna sit here and have a go at Traore. But I think now a club like Fulham, there doesn't seem to be the same sort of pressure on him, and he can kind of just play his football without having that. He can kind of just express himself. So I think it could be a good club for him. But hopefully we'll be able to keep him quiet tomorrow.
Exactly. And you mentioned Smith Rowe, Reece Nelson, Joachim Anderson as well come in. And obviously you look at the drop from Crystal Palace and then the rise maybe of Fulham. Do you see kind of those shrewd signings and I guess Smith Rowe being their key man? Anyone else who you would suggest that might be, one to watch out for Villa?
They're not really a team of stars, are they? They're just sort of a good unit. I mean, they've obviously still got Pereira there, haven't they? He's very important for them. Seems to be doing well, with coping well with the loss of Paulinho, who went off to Bayern Munich.
Yeah,
who was kind of their best player, wasn't he? But yeah, no, they seem to be all right. I wouldn't say I'm terrified of one individual from Fulham, but yeah, just a good collective outfit.
Yeah, and Jimenez seems to find a bit of form, and then that Muniz got a goal. So they have got goals in them, but they've been a team that Villa have had a pretty decent record over the last couple of years. I know in the Championship they used to always do well, but it's a difficult place to go. But Villa will be, we don't quite know what the team's looking like, and we'll talk about that in a second. But in general, Villa will be fairly confident going into this game, and they have to be really if they want to have we keep saying it designs on finishing that top 4 or 5 positions. They've got to be confident going into this game.
Yeah, of course. Sort of like you always say on the like realist, pessimist, whatever way round. I'm still trying to work out whether games like Fulham away, Brentford away, teams like that, like Palace, teams like that, should we be expecting to win them games, or are they still tough ones? So I'm never quite sure. I mean, last year we did well, didn't we? We won a lot of these games, sort of either rescued late draws or went on and won the games, and I think that really did help us get that fourth place. But yeah, it'll be a big test for us, and if we want to keep pace with the top boys, then I guess it is a game we're looking to win for sure.
Yeah. Would you suggest? I mean, how do you suggest Emery goes for this? Like, we've had a pretty decent away record this season so far. We've still scored goals away from him. A bit of a disappointing away performance against Ipswich. But is he going to go with a more controlled element of it, or would you suggest going out attacking this? Getting off to a great start. What would you suggest?
Well, obviously the defensive record hasn't been great, but I'm quite encouraged by the last two games. I mean, I know that Man United was a bit of a bore draw, but clean sheet in that one. Obviously, the fantastic win over Bayern, clean sheet in that one. And I think that would have pleased Emery. So I do wonder whether on the road we might try and keep it a little bit tighter. A bit like last year's game. Last year's was a good performance down there, wasn't it? We were pretty good. We ended up letting a silly late one in, and it got a bit hairy for the last 10, 15 minutes. But on the whole, a performance like that would do us great, wouldn't it? We were very good that day.
Absolutely.
Yes, I'm hoping for a bit more of that, Rich.
100%, mate. And I guess it's difficult for us. We were talking before we came on about predicted lineups, but looking at the injury list, you've got Onana, Kamara still doubtful, Ezri Konsa, Ramsey, McGinn, Olsen, and Mings. Olsen's maybe not one to worry about too much, but yeah, what are you thinking going into it?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's hard to say with these injuries because we've not heard, definite confirmation. Is Konza back? Is McGinn back? Ramsey? I'm not sure. I've got a sneaky feeling that Mings might come back into the squad. I'm not. He's getting closer, isn't he? I wonder whether they might be looking at getting him sort of a bit more involved now. Because if we're all expecting him to come back to the Palace League Cup game, I think he'll need a little bit of a taster before being thrown in from the start. So I could see maybe a little surprise spot on the bench for him. But yeah, really, I can't see it being too different if everyone's fit from what we've been doing already. Maybe the only one really, Onana and Barkley, they're kind of neck and neck for that spot at the moment, aren't they? So it depends how Unai want to do it. But I still expect Duran probably to stay on the bench and Watkins to lead the line. And otherwise, as we go, I mean, Maatsen must be pushing Luca Dean now. But again, we've got, with the Champions League games coming up, I think they're going to start rotating a bit more.
Yeah. Key men for Villa. Watkins has got a good record against Fulham. You still feeling like him? Duran off the bench. What are your thoughts on key players?
Yeah, you just said it, mate, didn't you? The strikers, that's what they're paid to do, is stick the ball in the onion bag, mate. So they're the danger men for sure. And again, you're obviously looking at the back for Emi Martinez, and that he's had a couple of clean sheets, as I said. Hopefully he's not too busy, but he's always important, isn't he? If we want to try and keep him out. Again, I just want a good collective performance, mate, and hopefully get some points.
Yeah, quick look at the record that we've got against Fulham, because, as I said, you're talking about, is it a game that we should be winning and all that kind of stuff. We've 32 games in the Premier League, 11 draws. We've got a decent record, 4 away wins there. And last season, 2-1 win, like you say. Obviously, the season before that they did us a favour in the end, beating us 3-0.
Yeah.
And good home wins. Form guide, Villa haven't lost in the last 5 in the Premier League. Couple of draws there. Fulham obviously put in a good performance against Man City. Back-to-back wins before that. So, they're looking at potentially going into this game with confidence. And it's an interesting one coming back from the international break as well. Villa in 5th place, 1-4, Fulham 1-3. Their average goal scored per game, just under 1.5. They don't concede too many either. So it do create chances as well. So it is lining up to be a good game, but definitely a tight game. I do feel like, it could be 1 goal either way, this one.
Yeah, I've agreed, mate. I think it will be tight. Hard to say really with this one, isn't it? I don't know, mate. I fancy this one to be a bit of a draw, mate. That's what I've been thinking all week.
Yeah, I mean, I said on yesterday's opposition preview, like Russ went 2-1, Fulham I went 2-1 Villa, but it is one of those games where you think, it could well be a draw. Is that what you're plumping for in your prediction? What are you saying? Draw all the way?
I think so, mate. I fancy a 2-all, Rich.
Oh, that'll be a hell of a game. To be fair, who's
Yeah,
going to get the
yeah.
goals for us?
I reckon, yeah, Watkins and Duran. Why not? Be boring. Go for the obvious. Go for the
Fair enough.
obvious too. What do you reckon,
Well,
mate? What are you saying?
I'm sticking with 2-1 Villa. I did say Watkins and Rogers, but yeah, it is going to be. Like I say, it's always difficult to say how a team's going to come back after the international break.
Yeah,
And there will be one or two kind of funny results across the weekend, while players get back into the swing of things. And as I say, it's quite difficult to know if we've got players coming back, if Onana's back fit, if Konsa's fit. Obviously that could play a big part. And if, depending on the choices and decisions that Emery can make off the bench. So that's gonna be a big one for it. But I do feel confident. I will say a 2-1 win. And yeah, take us into another packed October/November schedule, because 7 games in the next few weeks is a lot, mate.
that is, mate. And it's going to be, it's going to be quite a ride. Bit nice, busy one. Just hopefully, some of these injured players can get back, and we can sort of utilize the squad a bit more. Because keep playing Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, Tuesday, and that it soon takes its toll. And the way the injuries
Yeah.
are totting up for us, you don't want too many of them, any more of them, do you?
Yeah, exactly. Well, George, short and sweet, mate. Thank you for the preview. We are fairly confident. George going for the draw. I'm going for the win. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Like I say, help us on the road to 5K. We'll be back with instant match reactions, full match reaction, preview for Bologna and the Champions League. Loads and loads of shows to come. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel. George, thank you for jumping on. Thank you all for watching. And as always, remember, we'll follow the Villa.